Okay. Thank you so much for being with us. Welcome to the 21st Annual FirstGlance Film Festival in Philadelphia. And can you tell me about the film?
Yes, I can. Thank you so much for having us. So this is a 13-minute narrative short film. It's based on a true story about a 17-year-old boy with low-functioning nonverbal autism. So he's unable to speak and therefore communicate with his family. The film details what the family dynamic's like of growing up with somebody like this, and Duke's ultimate journey to be able to even communicate with his family and express that he has a voice and is able to process thoughts and be able to communicate.
What was the audition process like for you? Since you are the lead, you had to play a low-functioning autistic child.
Yeah, it was interesting for a couple of reasons. Number one, I didn't have any lines throughout this film because my character is nonverbal, so he's unable to speak. So in that sense, the audition process is a little bit strange, but also because I'm from Atlanta and we shot the film in Los Angeles, I was auditioning, I was sending in self-tapes, but the producers and the directors wanted to see me in person before they ultimately gave me the role, but I wasn't at the time comfortable with flying all the way out to LA just to simply audition for the role. So through a lot of back and forth, I called up the director, found his website, and was emailing him and actively reaching out, and I sent in a couple more videotapes, and they were finally like, I guess this is the guy for us, because there's quite a very specific physicality to the role, and I don't want to toot my own horn, but it was kind of difficult to get right. So I think they were looking for something very specific, and once they found it, I think they were comfortable bringing me out from Atlanta. So.
And you said you spent some time with the family. Was that a bit heartbreaking for you to witness the family dynamic? Was it stressful?
I wouldn't say it was stressful. It was certainly great to meet Duke himself, to be able to interact with him and get a sense of what their family's like. They're just a normal family that's trying to get by with somebody that has something that's a little bit different than everybody else. It wasn't heartbreaking in that sense, but it was very informative. I never had any sort of interaction at all with the autistic spectrum, and so since this was my first interaction, I wanted to spend as much time as I could on kids on the spectrum. So I would go to schools, spend time with Duke, spend time with his family.
What did you learn about autism through this film?
Honestly, autism doesn't define the person. It's simply just a characteristic. Like, I have brown hair, you have black hair, and Duke has autism. It shouldn't be as big a deal as it is, but people turn it into, because he can't talk, he doesn't have a brain, and therefore doesn't have a voice. And if you really think about it, that's truly a psychological horror, to be trapped in your own brain without the ability to express your own thoughts. We talk a lot about today in politics and people getting their voice out and being heard. And if people don't even believe you have the ability to be heard in the first place, like you're not even there, that can really mess with you. And so I think that's what we were trying to tell with this story, is these people do have thoughts and do have voices that need to be heard.
Did Duke, the main actor who has the low-functioning autism, did he view this film?
He did, and he loved it. He typed out on his iPad. He said it was great, and he would dance around the room, and it was great fun. He loved it.
Excellent. So the last question is, you are currently a student. Are you going to pursue acting full-time once you graduate?
I am. So right now, I'm a student at Georgia Tech, although I'm looking at acting grad schools once I graduate, which is going to be pretty soon. And it's onwards and upwards from there.